coming up full screen.
They weren't?
If you can, not the way I was viewing it. No, I don't think so.
Let me try it.
And in the meantime, the poll is about 90% answered right now, and the question is, have you been involved in forming a captive for a client? And 16% of you said yes, which means that 84% of you have said no. And with 92% votes, we're going to close it down. Again, even if you're not taking this class for CPE, which I know there are many people here that don't need the credits and are taking the class for other reasons. And for that, I still ask that you please fill out the poll so that way we can monitor overall participation, because we're only at 93%. We normally get up to about 96%, which means there's probably more non-CPEs on this call than normal. But why don't we close this one down? The answers didn't change since I first provided the results here. So let me close that one down. Now we're back to the slides.
Did that work?
Something is transitioning. Right now it's a black screen, so that's okay. We can go back to the way it was.
For some reason it's not working.
Right now it's the whole black screen. Yeah, we have to go back to the way it was. This is okay.
Okay. All right. I think there's a question here. Can the owner of a captive be an LLC? Yes, the owner of a captive can be an LLC. The owner of a captive can be a C corporation. The owner of the captive can be an individual or individuals. It can be a trust. It can be a limited partnership, a general partnership. Pretty much have a lot of flexibility that way. The owner of the captive, though, has to comply with the restrictions of the domicile as far as the relationship between the owners and the insureds. And there's some technical rules, and they're interpreted different in different domiciles. So going to what the other question, what domiciles do you like? It depends upon what type of business you're doing in the captive. If you're doing a lot of service contract work, like a car dealer's or maybe a commercial product that has a not a commercial product, but a consumer product like a TVs or jewelry or something that also has a service contract with it, it would depend upon the domicile and their receptivity to that. You also, with workers' comp, some domiciles have different feelings about that, even if it's, you have a regular carrier that's writing the risk to the employer company. Some of them don't like even covering the high deductible portion. So you have to be particular. You have to look at the domicile relative to the client, which one fits best for the client. That would be my answer to that question. Okay. All right. All right, what is insurance? All right, what is insurance for regulatory purposes is not necessarily what is insurance for tax purposes. All right, some things are insurance for tax purposes and they're not insurance for regulatory purposes, and vice versa. So what we go back to, when you're talking about taxes, we go back to this Lagares case, which is, I think, a wonderful, clever case, or clever idea that a guy came up with, was that I got an idea. We'll sell the client an annuity that terminates on his death, and at the same time we'll sell him a life insurance policy. So the annuity disappears on his death, so it's outside of his estate, and then we'll sell his kids a life insurance policy for the same amount, so that goes to them. So the money's completely outside of their estate, and they